welcome to the Courageous Self-Care podcast. I'm your host, Christina Marlette. On this show, we talk about self-care that is not generally what we consider to be self-care. It's self-care I like to find harmony between what we call external self-care and internal self-care. And because I've been educating about this for the last couple of years, I had the feeling that it was time to bring people together into a physical space where we can all learn and be in community. And so what I have been working on for the last few months is what I'm calling the Courageous Self-Care Festival. It's happening this November in Calgary, in Canada. Now, if you are not anywhere near Calgary, Canada, not to worry, this episode is still going to be jam-packed with all sorts of interesting information for you and resources. I've got some guests with me here today who are going to be part of the festival. But if you're not here, keep listening. It's going to be worth your while. So I would love to introduce to you Andrea Muir and Laura Ashburn. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It's so fun to have two guests at the same time. I'm really excited. Andrea, why don't you go first and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're up to?
All right, sure. So, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us today. And what could I say about myself? I've always have a heart for helping people. I was in HR before I decided to stay at home to have my kids. And then I became a fitness instructor because I want to have an impact on people's life. And my life took an interesting turn. And I had been using this amazing product for 4 years. And they was just sitting in my cupboard. I would describe myself as a closet user. I wasn't telling anybody about what I was doing, what I was putting into my body. And 3 years ago, I realized that I could have a greater impact in people's life by sharing these amazing things that I've been putting into my body. And now I'm on a mission to change lives by assisting people with their health and wellness journey and also freeing them from financial pain.
Well, what a wonderful thing to be on the path of doing. Thank you. Laura, how about you? And Laura Ashburn, welcome. So Laura, who are you and what are you up to?
Thank you, Christina. My name is Laura, and I am a wife, a mother, a registered nurse, and I have recently started sharing these health and wellness products that Andrea and I will be talking about. And I'm an advocate of toxin-free living, which I try to do in my relationships and through the things that I put into my body.
I love that. I love how you describe that. And what a great way to live. First, we need to detox, often with people and ideas and habits. And then when we are in that toxin-free environment, we just have so much more energy to be able to give to ourselves and to others.
Exactly.
Nice. All right. So I'm going to ask both of you what you are going to be sharing at the festival and why it is important to you. Andrea, do you want to go first?
I'll go first for sure. Thanks, Christina. So like I mentioned before, I was putting this stuff into my body and I was feeling amazing, but I wasn't telling the world about it. And I just decided to share with people because just like myself, there are actually people that are praying for this. I was praying for an answer. I was praying for a solution. The best way I could describe was I was in this dark tunnel and I couldn't see the light, and these products came into my life and they really helped me flip that switch on. And so we have different solutions for people. We have weight wellness, we have performance products, we have vitality and well-being, personal care and beauty, and like I mentioned before, financial wellness. That is something that's really dear to my heart, like especially working with mothers that want to stay at home with their children. Like I was fortunate enough that I could leave my corporate job and be a mom, but not everybody has that chance. So that's something I'm really, really passionate about.
Thanks for sharing that part of your journey. Laura, how about you? Why are these products and this lifestyle important to you?
I was introduced to these products by a friend, and I felt so good, so much more energy, sleeping better. I just felt better from the inside out. And to me, that's what these products help us do for your whole family. They just give you an overall sense of wellness and, healthiness from the inside out to help you be the best version of yourself that you can be.
Right. So what would you say to someone who is experiencing different health issues, but they feel tentative about trying something new? Andrea, do you want to go first?
I always mention my husband. My husband was my biggest skeptic for the longest time. He just didn't want to put these products into his body, and he's an athlete. He was Olympic, like Team Canada athlete. And so I always joke, if I can turn him into my biggest advocate, I can turn any skeptic into a believer. But you know what? We just don't know what we don't know, right? And personally, I had tried so many things throughout my life, and things weren't working. And so I just came into isogenics with an open mind. I'm like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. If I was concerned about the money, because, you know, sometimes you buy something and you're stuck with it and you can't get your money back. In our case, I could get my money back if I didn't like it. So I really had nothing to lose. And I just came with an open mind. There was some scientific information to back this products. That was something that really resonated with me and put my mind at ease. And just keep an open mind, I would say.
Yeah, Laura, I have a different question for you. So how did you come across these products, and why did you decide to try them?
I had a friend that had been using them and had had really good results. And I was just at a point in my life where I just didn't feel well. I was getting sick a lot. I was tired all the time. And I needed to lose some weight. So she recommended these products. That's how I met Andrea. And I gained so much more than what I lost, is what it comes down to. I gained friends and a really supportive community. And I gained more confidence in myself.
I love that. I'm getting goosebumps, which happens during every interview. I call them truth bumps. And I love that. I love that you got so much more than you were anticipating. And I feel like that is so common when we decide to prioritize our own well-being. It takes a lot of courage to do something differently. And then when we do, we often think, well, what took me so long? Why was I settling for such a lower energy existence? Why was I settling for lower confidence? Why was I settling carrying around extra weight? Why was I settling not taking care of myself? And so I love that you both have talked about how you've gained so much more. And that's what happens when we put ourselves out there. We do find more community. We find more like-minded people. We find this newfound energy. And that comes from any kind of self-care. And what you're talking about specifically is making really healthy choices that are, I think, easy to incorporate into your life, wouldn't you say?
They were easy. I find the system very easy to use. And more importantly, there's a whole community that's behind you to support you along the way. So you're never alone in this journey.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the biggest mistakes women especially tend to make with self-care, is that we have this idea that we need to do it all by ourselves. We need to be this independent superwoman who's strong and doesn't show any emotion and just takes care of everything and everyone. And it's a total myth. We're designed to be in community to help each other and to receive that help too.
Absolutely. And you know what, before I joined this community, I just felt like I was going about life wearing all these different masks, and I was pretending I was going about my day okay, and I was longing for that connection and that community. And that, like Laura said, this is our products do change lives, but it's so much more than just, I joke about shakes and bars. We're so much more than just that.
I'm getting all excited too. So now we're going to break down the courageous and the self-care part and dig a little bit deeper. So Andrea, I'll ask you first, what does self-care mean to you?
Wow, that's such a good question, Christina. And the best way I can think of it is, when you're on a plane and they tell you to put on the oxygen mask on yourself first before you assist anybody else. And for the longest time, even after I became a mom, I would hear that and something inside of me would go, ugh, how could I do that instead of assisting my babies first? But throughout the years, I realized that if I don't put that oxygen mask on myself first, I wouldn't be able to assist them. And I keep using this analogy because that's how my brain loves analogies. And so for me, self-care is taking care from the inside out and really listening to our bodies and honoring ourselves. And I'll give you an example. I'm a gym junkie. I love my workouts, but this morning I decided to listen to my body and honor myself. And instead, I did an hour of yoga at home because my body was like screaming like enough. And I had a intense weekend training and I was going to keep on, pounding. And I finally said, no, I'm going to listen to my body and give back. So that's how I think about we're like a bank account too. We're always giving out to our jobs, our spouses, our kids, the world in general. And sometimes we just have to make sure we're putting money back into that bank account. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, thank you. I love that. Laura, how about you? What does self-care mean to you?
To me, self-care means doing things to nourish your mind, body, and your soul. And it can be in the form of, for me, I'm an introvert, so I need time to myself. Just being in a quiet place, reading a book, going for a run, doing, it doesn't have to be something physical. It can just be listening to nice music, just anything that nourishes your holistic being.
Yeah, I think that sense of nourishment is so important, and asking ourselves what, like you did, Andrea, this morning, what would be the best thing for me right now? What would nourish me right now? And going through our day, asking that question over and over, that to me encapsulates what both of you were talking about. So thank you for sharing that. The next thing we'll move into is, so I feel like courage and self-care are intricately connected, and courage is often the missing link. So, excuse me, what I want to get each of you to do to embody courage on this interview is to share something that not a lot of people know about you. So, Andrea, what are you going to tell us?
I had two things that came to my mind. The first one is that I'm a biker. I own a motorcycle, and a lot of people don't know that about myself, and they're always surprised. But courage, and if I can be open here, because if that's okay, because I know this is a safe place. One thing that I did, that I've done, that I'm really proud of, and it took a lot of courage, was not to. My doctor gave me a prescription for some medications, and one of them was an antidepressant. And I just had this thing inside of me that told me, no, if you do that, in your case, you just put in a Band-Aid. This was the dialogue that was going inside. How about we just rip things open? And so that's something that people don't know about. I did suffer from depression in the past. And I went into this journey of self-discovery that took a lot of courage. And here I am. I made it to the other side. And I think that's why I'm very passionate about pain. And please don't get me wrong. I understand sometimes medications are needed. And Laura here, my beautiful friend, is a nurse. So I have a lot of respect for the medical field. But that's just something that I did, and I took courage. And I'm really proud of that journey of not just putting Band-Aids on, but just really digging deep and just taking care of my body and my mind and my soul and my spirit.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Andrea. And I really deeply appreciate and honor you for your authenticity and vulnerability. Thank you. Laura, what are you going to courageously share with us?
I am a twin. I have an
Huh.
identical twin sister. Her name is Jamie. And I think most people don't know that when we were little, we lived in the Los Angeles area, and we were together in commercials and TV shows.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love that.
I didn't even know about her.
We're revealing all sorts of stuff here today. Thanks for sharing that. That's so cool. When did you leave LA?
In the 70s.
And
Our family relocated for my father's employment.
Cool. I've got 2 kids who are actors right now, and they are in commercials and TV shows. So we'll have to discuss more at the festival all about our parallel lives.
I'll look forward to it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm sure that you have piqued people's interest and they are going to want to know more. So how can people connect with you online if they're not able to come to the festival? Andrea, do you want to share first?
Sure. They can go to my website. It's Andrea Muir, AndreaMuir.isogenics.com, or my email address is Andrea Muir, all one word, @shaw.ca. You can almost always reach me on my phone too, 403-816-6897.
Perfect. Thank you. And Laura, how about you?
I also have a website, lauraashburn.isogenics.com. And my email is on my website.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'll put those links in the podcast description so that they are easy for our listeners to access. Okay, at the festival, we are giving swag bags to the first 100 people. And as I'm getting back from all of the wellness marketplace participants and the speakers, what they're putting in the swag bags, I'm so excited. So what are you ladies planning to put in there?
We're gonna be sharing what I call it magic juice. It's a nature's answer to stress. This product's called Ionic Supreme. And what it is a combination of adaptogens, antioxidants, and nutrients that help our bodies to fight the effects of stress. And it helps promote better recovery, focus, and just overall energy. Like it helps balance and normalize our systems, our energy cells. Like I mentioned before, it combats stress. It helps us focus. And it's my happy juice. I don't know which other way to describe it. Laura, what do you want to add to that?
Yes, I think people refer to it as their happy juice, and something that once they discovered and started using regularly is something that they can't live without.
Well, it's going to be worth coming to the festival just to get that one sample, and then there's going to be so much other stuff in there. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm very excited. So like I said, the festival is going to be in November in Calgary. And if you can't make it because you don't live nearby, not to worry. There's still lots of great information on this podcast and on my website. But if you are in Calgary and you'd like to attend, I would love to give you a complimentary ticket as a thank you for listening to this show. So you can get that at selfcareticket.com. That link will also be in the podcast description. Andrea and Laura, thank you so much for being part of the festival, and thank you for taking time here to share your passion and your results and who you are with us.
Thank you for having us. And I am really looking forward to the festival. I think, Christina, you've done an amazing job lining up some really special vendors for your event. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Laura.
Christina, for leading the way. Sometimes, especially as women, we need somebody to go ahead and lead us, and you're doing a beautiful job. So thanks again for what you're doing, and thank you for having us here.
Oh, my pleasure. And I'll just add to that I am constantly flexing my courage muscle with this endeavor. So just to know the inside scoop on that, my story of courage, just briefly, is that this is far bigger than anything I ever thought I would do. And there are parts of it that are terrifying. And so I keep on reminding myself that this is what's needed and this is the next step. And if I just keep following the plan, everything's going to turn out better than I expected. All right. Thank you very much for listening. And this podcast is airing 3 times a week right now and up until the festival. If you found it useful, you can give it a like, you can leave a comment, share it with a friend, especially if you've got a friend who you know is going through some stuff and could benefit from trying out some of these products. I know Andrea and Laura would love to help you out. Thank you again for listening. I look forward to connecting with you again next time. Bye-bye for now.